Okay, welcome back to the second lecture on packages. Uh, as I told you earlier, in this lecture we'll be discussing about member access, the access modifier in the context of packages. In order to understand the access modifier's functionality inside packages, we have to see four possibilities. In fact, five possibilities, but first possibility is quite common sense. I mean, within class, you know that everything is accessible. Your private, public, protected, default, all these access modifiers are accessible. The second level is actually subclass in same package. If you have got a subclass in the same package, we have to see which of the member variables are accessible, and then non-subclass in the same package. It means that that is not a subclass but is still in the same package. Remember that this access is possible only by creating object of that class, and then subclass in a different package, and then a class that is neither a subclass nor in the same package. So we have to see these four possibilities. Right, this table I'm again using from our one of the previous classes. Same class, when you are within same class, private is accessible, default is accessible, protected is accessible, public is accessible. But when you are within same package and in subclass, only private is not accessible, everything else is accessible. Right, and then same package non-subclass, this arrangement is only possible by creating object of that class. I mean, if you want to see non-static, obviously if you want to access a static member variable, then you don't need to create object of that class. But if you want to access a static member variable, then you need to create object of that class. And when you do that, if you are in same package and you are creating object of that class in a different class, then private is not accessible, default is accessible, protected is accessible, and public is obviously accessible everywhere. Then in different package but subclass, you can see private is accessible but default is not accessible. That is the reason why this default access modifier is sometimes known as package level access modifier. You can see as long as you are within same package, default is accessible, but when you change the package, default is not accessible. So that is the reason why they call default as a package level access modifier. Right, and then when it is protected inside subclass, you can access it. Public is accessible everywhere. Then different package and non-subclass, private no, default no, protected no. So protected is less restrictive than default, because protected is accessible in different package if it is subclass, but not accessible if it is not subclass. Right, and public as usual is accessible everywhere. Right, okay, I know that you will fully grab this idea only by looking at an example. So let's see an example in which we will have total 5 classes and 2 packages. Right, in first package we will have this arrangement, same class, same package subclass, and same package non-subclass. And then we will have another package in which we will have package 2 in which we will have subclass, and package 2 in which we will have a non-subclass. Right, okay, let us see all these arrangements. So we have to create 2 packages. I call P1 and P2, package 1 and package 2. And this whole exercise we will be doing inside documents in Java. So I create here new folder. This is for package 1, right, and this one is for package 2. Right, okay, now I'm going to create a new class. I call this class to be in package 1. Because this has to be in package 1, it means that it should be saved inside P1 folder, which is this path. Right, okay, so I call it a class. Maybe I should call this class as class 1. Right, class 1. Now this is a class 1 in which I have an integer a equal to 10, and then a protected integer b which is equal to 20, and a public integer c which is equal to 30, and a private integer d which is equal to 40. Right, so I think we should have these member variable in the sequence of their protection. So private, then there should be public, protected, in fact default, private, then default, then protected, and then public. Right, the public is at the top. So this should be A, this should be B, this should be C, and this should be D. Right, so private is most restrictive, then default, then protected, and then public. Right, now when you are inside same class, say for example I have this constructor of same class, you know that inside same class everything is accessible. System.out.println, I say A equal to A, you know it is accessible, right? And then B, then C, and then D. Everything will be accessible. A, B, C, right? And then D. You can see everything is accessible. Class 1 is a constructor, and we are trying to access A, B, C, D. A is public accessible, B is protected accessible, C is default accessible, D is private, and it is accessible because we are sitting inside the same class and same package. Right, so if I have, say for example, I'm going to create another class, and I call it class 1 demo. Right, okay, so when I say public static void main string arg, right, so you can see here I can write class C equal to new class 1. right, I'm going to create object of class 1. When you create object of class 1, this constructor will be called, and it will display A, B, C, D, and there should not be any problem because we are trying to access all these 4 member variable inside same class, and inside same class everything is accessible. A, B, C, D, all these should be accessible, and when I create object of class 1, this constructor should be called. Right, okay, now because this is inside package 1, so I need to save class 1 demo inside folder P1. Okay, so Java P1, and the name of this should be class 1 demo.java. This is class 1 demo.java. okay, class 1 demo.java. I can come here. If you want to compile it, then you need to write here Java C, maybe clear it, Java C, inside P1 class 1 demo.java. I compile it, and if you want to run it, you know that you cannot run it by writing this, because class 1 demo is really not the name of this file. The name of this file is actually qualified or prefixed by the package name. So p1.class1demo. Now you can see A equal to 30, B equal to 20, C equal to 10, and D is equal to 40. Right, so first thing, this first line is clear. The first line is same class, private is accessible, no modifier accessible, protected is accessible, and public is accessible. Right, now let's have a subclass inside same package. Let us have a subclass inside same package. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another class in the same package, package p1, package p1. Right, now I say my class 2 extends from class 1. Right, okay. Now what this class is going to do, in the constructor of class 2, inside the constructor of class 2, I say I want to access A, B, C, D. Now obviously all A, B, C, D, they are not defined inside class 2. So you know that your runtime environment, your compiler will try to find out if they are available inside class 1. Right, now if it is sub package, you know that public A should be accessible, protected B should be accessible, integer C should be accessible, but private D must not be accessible. So this statement will create a trouble. This statement will create a problem. Let's see it. We are going to have a demo for class 2. Then let's see what happens. Right. So I say I have a class 2 demo, which I am going to copy here. So this is class 2 demo. Public is okay, and then here I'm going to create object of class 2. Object of class 2. Right. And you know that it has to be in same package p1, because class 2 is also in the same package as class 1. So the name should be class 2 demo.java. Class 2 demo.java. Right. Everything is okay except this statement. Right. Let's see it. Java C package 1 backslash class 2 demo.java. You can see here. Okay, this is constructor, so the name should be class 2. Name should be class 2. Right. Okay. When we compile it, you can see here D has a private access in class 1. Right. So this is the problem. And the beauty is this time, you know, class 2 is inside another file, class 2 demo, but because it is in the same package, so I can still access class 1. Right. Had it not been in same package, then this inheritance was not possible. I then would have needed to import package 1. Right. Okay. So this statement is a problem. So I you know, comment it, and then let's see if now it compiles. You can see it is now being compiled properly. So Java C package 1 dot class 2 demo, it should be okay now. Package 1 dot class 2 demo accepted if annotation. What's the problem? Oh, it's not Java C, it's Java. Right. Okay. So you can see here now I can print A, B, C. Why twice? Why twice? You got the idea. It is twice because when you create object of a derived class, you know, the first statement here is actually this. Right. So this is actually calling the superclass constructor, and superclass constructor is printing, you know, A, B, C, D, and then it comes to here where we are print A, B, C. So you can see here A, B, C. So you need to understand why this A, B, C, D is also being printed, because you know this statement is always there. It's calling the superclass constructor. Okay, so you clear the second line where we say same package and subclass. You know that private is not accessible, it was a problem, but you know default is accessible, protected is accessible, and public is accessible. Now the third line, which actually says same package and non-subclass. Right. Okay, so let us now create a third file, notepad. You guessed it rightly, the name should be class 3. Right. At this time it is not subclass of class 1, but it is in the same package p1. Right. Okay, it is in the same package, and obviously because it is not subclass of class 1, so it has to create object of class 1 in order to access any member variable from class 1, right? Okay, so what I do, I copy this constructor, I paste it here. Okay, this is a constructor of class 3, right? I cannot directly access A or B or C or D because A, B, C, D, all these are not declared in A, B, C, D, and the base class for class 3 is actually object class with O capital, and obviously A, B, C, D is not declared there either, right? So obviously this will be an error, it won't be able to find A, B, C, D. So if you want to access A, B, C, D from class 1, because class 3 is not subclass of class 1, so you will have to create object of class 1, right? So inside class 3 I create object of class 1, right? I can write here obj equal to new class 1, right? I create object of class 1, and now I say obj1 dot this, obj1 dot b, obj1 dot c, and then obj1 dot d, right? Okay, now let us create main method, another class for main method, right? I can create a class, and this is class 3 demo, right? Class 3 demo, it's a public static void main, okay, and then I create class 3, right? Class 3, this class has been created. It will call this constructor and then try to access A, B, C, D, right? Let's save it, save as inside same package, class 3 demo dot java, class 3 demo dot java, right? Okay, class 3 demo dot java. Now we say that we have created object of the class, so, and we are still in same package. Class 1 is this, right? So A is public, so this statement should be okay, right? B is protected, we are still in the same package, right? Even though class 3 is not subclass of class 1, but we are trying to access it through object of that class, so this statement should not be problem. And then C, this is default, again no problem, but this is the problem, right? Because you cannot access private even through object of that class. Okay, so let's try to run class 3 demo, right? CLS Java C package 1 class 2 demo, and now I say class 3 demo, right? So you can see here class name p1 are only accepted if a notation java c dot java, right? So you can java where we have saved it, package 1 save as, I'm saving inside class 3 demo dot java, right? Class 3 demo dot java. Okay, you know that it's operating system thing, so you need to do this. Okay, so here what does it say? It says cannot find symbol obj1 dot a. A should not be a problem. Cannot find obj1 dot b, cannot find obj1 dot c, cannot find obj1 dot d. Come on, you should not have this problem. Obj1 dot a should be accessible. obj1, right? Okay, no problem. CLS, you can see here it creates issue only on D because D is private, right? So if you comment D, it should work out, right? Now you can see here, if I want to run it, java p1 dot class 3 demo, so it's working, right? Again, A, B, C, D has been displayed because we created object of class 1, right? And then we are displaying all these three. Clear? So it means that this third part has also been created. Same package and non-subclass, you cannot access private, but you can access default, you can access protected, and you can access public, right? So within same package, we have seen everything is clear. Now we move to the different package scenario. Clear? Okay, So we create another class. Okay, in this class we are going to have package p2, right? And here I have got class, maybe I can copy this code from here, class 4, right? So I have got class 4, right? That extends from class 1. Now the problem is I'm sitting inside package 2, so here class 1 is not accessible, right? I actually need to access this class 1 by using the package name. So I say p1 dot class 1, right? So this time my class 4 extends from p1 dot class 1, because if I just write class 1, then Java will be assuming that class 1 is in the package 2, which is not true, right? So I'm saying that you will have to import, you will have to get class 1 from package 1, right? So p1 dot class 1. Okay, I've got the constructor of this class 4. This is a constructor, but I am in the subclass. I don't need these statements. I actually need statements from the subclass, which is this, right? So these are the subclass statements. Control C, my untitled. Okay, so I'm going to copy all these, right? So here you can see now I have got class 4, which is extending from class 1. It is trying to access A, B, C, D. You know that we are in different class and then in different package. So as per Java's rules, you should have access, different package subclass. Private must not be accessible, default must not be accessible, and protected and public should be accessible, right? It means that if you look into class 1, default is C and private is D, right? So C and D should not be accessible, whereas A and B should be accessible, right? Let's see. I call it class 4 demo, right? Class 4 demo. You know that this has to be saved inside package 2. This has to be stored inside package 2, and the name of this should be class 4 demo.java, class 4 demo.java. Okay, so now Java C package 2 class 4 demo.java. What does it say? It says class 1 is not public in P1. Okay, yes, another issue. Even your class should be public. If you want to access it outside the package, your class 1 which you have defined here, it should be public, because this class here is default, and with default access modifier, obviously there will be an issue. So default access modifier is not accessible outside the package. So obviously, because class 1 access modifier here is default, so it is not accessible outside package. So this access modifier does not only apply on member variable, but it also apply on the access of the class as well. So I want to make it public, but now the problem is if I make it public, then it has to be stored inside the name, inside a file whose name is class 1, right? So I now remove this demo from here, and then I save it inside class 1.java. I save in package 1, and the name of this class file is now class 1.java, right? Obviously I need to compile it. I don't need to run it because I've already seen its execution. Java C package 1 / class 1.java, right? It has been compiled. We don't need to run it. There is no main method inside it. But now, because this class is a public class, so it can be accessed from different package, right? So previously the error was here when I'm extending from class 1, I'm trying to access package 1 class into package 2, and because this class was having default access modifier, no access modifier, so it was not accessible, so I made it public. And then compiled, and now I can drive from class 1. Right, let's see class 4's demo. Okay, package 2 class 4 demo. Okay, fine. So you can see here class 1 is not public, cannot be accessed from outside package. I made it class 1 as a public, cannot be accessed from class 4. Class 1 is not public. Class 1 is not public. Okay, class 1 is not public, and class 1 cannot be accessed from outside the package. Maybe I need to remove the previously created file package 1. I sort by type. I'm going to remove all class files. Right, these are all class files. I'm going to remove inside package 1, and then my class 1 is obviously public class. You can see here this is public class inside package 1. So now I say java c package 1 / class 1.java. right, now let's see if this works. Okay, class 1 is not public, and class 1 cannot be accessed from outside package class 4. C is not public, in class 1 cannot be accessed from outside package. Right, C cannot be accessed. That makes sense, because C is having default access modifier and D is having private access modifier. These two errors are okay, I can understand. C and D. C is default, so not accessible, we expect it. D is private, not accessible, we expect it. But class 1 is not public, in class 1 cannot be accessed from outside package. I don't think this is an error. This should not be an error. Let's see it. Anyway, we remove these two errors and then see what happens. We are inside, this is inside class 1. Okay, this constructor has to be public, because constructor with default access cannot be accessed outside the package. You know that when we were driving from class 1, we needed to call constructor, and because constructor was not public, so it was not being called. So you need to understand from all these mistakes. Okay, so we compile class 1 again, so that constructor is now also public. Now if you compile class 4, you can see there should be only two errors. One is raising on C, other is raising on D. Right, and we accept these two errors. We say because C is default, should not be accessible, D is private, should not be accessible. Right, so we come here, we combine these two. Right, and now this should be okay. CLS, we compile it, right, and then we run it. p2 dot class 4 demo. Right, so you can see here, and this is calling superclass constructor, which prints A, B, C, D, and then class 4 constructor is printing only A and B, because C and D are not accessible inside class 4, because this is subclass but in a different package. Class 4 is in package 2 and class 1 is coming from package 1. So obviously public is accessible, protected is accessible, but default is not accessible. Right, so you got the idea. I mean, we now reach here where different package and subclass. Private is not accessible, default is not accessible, but protected and public are accessible. So we saw that A and B are accessible, but C and D are not accessible. Right, now we come to the last point of this lecture. We run notepad. Here I have a class, I call it class 4, right, and this class 4 is also in package 2. Right, I copy the code of package class 3. That should be making sense here. Control C, Control V, right? So this is inside package 2, this is class 5, right? This is the constructor of class 5. I'm going to create object of class 1. Now remember, this class you cannot refer only by the class name. You need to prefix it with the package name. So package 1 dot class 1 obj1 equal to package 1 dot class 1, right? And now again let's try to access everything. Right, we are in different package and we are not in subclass. We are trying to access it through object of that class, right? So A should be accessible because it is public. B should not be accessible, I believe. You know that private no, default no, protected no, only public, right? So through this we should be able to access only A, and we should not be able to access B, C and D, right? Let's see the error. This should be inside class 4. Oh sorry. Oh yeah, this is the different. I need to work on this, right? Class 5. So here we are creating object of class 1 and we are trying to access A, B, C, D, and as I told you, only public should be accessible, everything else should not be accessible, right? So this one is class 5 demo, and then I'm going to create object of class 5, right? Class 5, okay, right? Let's see what happens. Save it and we call it class 5 demo dot Java. Okay, and this should be inside package 2, right? In different package. Okay, save it. Java C package 2 slash class 5 demo dot Java. So you can see here B has protected access in class 1, so cannot be accessed. C cannot be accessed. D cannot be accessed. Only A, which is public, right? So if you comment these three, then you should be able to compile it, right? We are able to compile it, and obviously then we will be able to run it. Package 2 dot class 5 demo, right? Okay, so you can see A, B, C, D, because we created object of class 1, so its constructor was executed, which is executing A, B, C and D, and then we are just displaying value of A, right? So we got the idea of all these access modifier inside same class, same package subclass, same package non-subclass, different package subclass and different package non-subclass. These are extremely tricky concepts. You can see that even after 15-16 years of experience of Java, I committed a couple of mistakes. I tried to access class from a different package with default access modifier. So these type of mistakes, because these are too many concepts, you need to practice a lot. I hope that you will be doing lot of practice. Okay, so we have seen the example, the last topic of the packages, and then we'll move to the interface when I come back to into the next video. Importing package, I mean, as I've been telling you earlier, that everything that you create in Java, and if you do not define any package, that goes to default package, right? And then I've also discussed you many times that if you do not import anything in Java, then a package is by default imported, and that package name is java.lang, right? So java.lang package is always imported in all the classes of Java. So, and if you want to import your own package, then it should be the statement after your package statement. So if I want to maybe inside let me save this, inside class 5 demo, which we have just run, if I want to import, say for example, java.util.date, this is how you import it. Actually, Java is a package. Inside Java package, we've got a sub package util, and inside util package we have a class date that we want to import. Remember, in Java, the programming convention is they import, they name all the packages with first letter small. You can see here, when letter is small, it means it is a package. When letter is small, it means it is still a sub package. And when first letter is capital, it means it is a class. So we are importing date class from java.util. You can use it. We'll see that how to use date, but for the time being, we want to see that how to import a class. Right. So here we are importing date class from java.util package. Obviously, this will not have any impact, any difference on our program. I just wanted to test if this import statement is working. Right. So I again Java C, you can see it has been compiled without any error. Right. Okay. But if I say, for example, write d small, you know that it will be considered as a class, but you know that d small, so Java is case sensitive. It will obviously not find date class inside java.util. So this will be an error. You can see it cannot find date. Right. Okay. Now, when you want to import just one class, you write the class name. But if you just write this is static, it means it will import all the classes from that package. Obviously, this is kind of introducing overhead. If you need just one class and you're importing whole package, okay, if you are okay with the some delay in the runtime in the execution, then you can do that, because it's a kind of lazy approach that for one class you're importing everything. This works fine. You can see here this works fine, but you know that if you need only one class but you're importing whole package, so it's always recommended to import the specific class rather than importing whole package. But sometimes from that package you are using 15-20 classes. If you are using 15-20 classes from same package, then you might feel a bit lazy, and then you probably write this syntax. You say import everything from that package. Right. So importing a package needs this import statement and then the package name. Remember, this has to be after the package statement. If there is a package statement, then import must come after that. Let's try to keep this before package statement, and then let's see what happens. Java C, you can see there is an error. Right. So this package statement must be first statement if it is existing in any Java source program. Right. So import should come after a package statement. And by the way, there should not be anything between import and a package statement. If you define a class here, you say class is 6, right, and then you import, even this is not allowed in Java. Java says if you want to import, then it should be before any other statement, right? Only package statement can come before import statement. So obviously any statement between package statement and import statement is not allowed. Right, you have just seen it. Now you can compile it and there will be no problem. Right, and it is always not necessary that you import only predefined packages. You can also import your own packages. So you say I want to import p1 dot star. Now you don't need to prefix class 1 with p1, because you have already imported p1. It means that all the classes which are inside p1, they are now available into this file, and you don't need to prefix it with the package name. Let's check it. Java C, you can see it has been compiled without any error. So this actually shows that if you want to import predefined package or your own package, you just need to write import statement and then the package name. And by the way, even from this package you can import only class 1, right? This should work. Okay, so we grab all these concepts. I hope that your packages concept is clear, and remember, you will further improve your understanding as you practice more on that. I stop this lecture here, and when I come back, I'll be discussing about another very exciting concept of Java, and that's called interfaces. Thank you very much.